life surprises us out of the blue sometimes, and what we thought was wrong or broken is actually our greatest feature. And what if I told you that a simple magazine page shifted how I felt about myself forever? So I apologize about the wind. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'm not apologizing about the waves. Anyway, for all of you who don't know who I am, I'm Penny from Rediscover Your Shine. I am here to share my transformational stories with you of how I went from self-loathing to self-love. So I grew up in the 60s, right? In a time where people were hardworking, and my family very much was that, and also hard drinking. And I was often, left to my own devices. I was stay out of the way, be seen, not heard. I know there are so many people that can relate to this. And so I had to resort to nature, which is one of the reasons why I love nature, but also to magazines and television as guides for me, right? And so, magazines like Teen Beat and Teen and and then it was Cosmopolitan and Vogue. Those magazines became my reality. That was my real world. That was where I compared myself to the images in those magazine pages. Often, like nowadays, people are using social media for that, right? And so I noticed very quickly on that they were all so beautiful, and none of them had freckles, right? Nobody had freckles or flaws. They were all perfect. And so my inner critic began very early, because not only did I have a lot of freckles, but no one in my family had freckles, and none of my friends had freckles. And so I was like, why do I have all these freckles, right? Like, how do I get rid of them? And so I started on this journey of trying to eradicate these freckles on my face, like lemon juice and skin lighteners or makeup to cover everything up. And then one day, the very thing that had me questioning how I looked gave me a different perspective. So here's what happened. I remember I was looking at a magazine. I don't remember which magazine it was. And I happened upon this image. It wasn't on the front cover. It wasn't on the front cover, but it was some part way through the magazine. And so I happened upon this image of this woman who had a lot of freckles. A lot of freckles. I feel like more freckles than I have. And she was smiling, right? She looked genuinely happy. And the caption I will never forget, because I still have this page. It said, "What sets you apart makes you beautiful." And I ripped that out of the magazine, and I went in and I taped it against the mirror, and I looked at myself with a completely different set of eyes. I thought, what if all of these freckles are actually my beauty marks, right? Like, what if I am not flawed? What if I could see myself differently? From that day forward, I started looking at myself differently in the mirror. And, it took years, but I have been able to, every time I see a flaw, and I can tell you right now that my inner critic is picking them out, and I am not listening to her, because she's a liar. She's a liar. And yours is a liar too. And so I'm here to tell you that shifting your perspective about your mirror image can change the rest of your life. And so it was just funny how the very thing that made me feel inadequate and flawed became the very thing that changed my life and shifted how I began to see myself. So I encourage all of you to take a different perspective of yourself. Can you see your features as beauty marks? No one else has them. Maybe similar, but they're not the same. You're not the same. We're all uniquely different, and we're all uniquely beautiful. If any of this resonated with you, please hit the like button, subscribe, and the bell icon for more of my transformational stories, that there are a list of them that I will be sharing. And for anyone who's interested in a little more assistance, I am giving away my free self-love ebook right now for a limited time. Just comment love in the comments and I will be happy to get one right out to you. Until next time, be true to you.